Hi guys, how are you today? Are you still recuperating from the 4th of July? Well, we got a cure for that. It's called mind stuff. Welcome to you create your own reality 24/7, and you do in fact create, sorry about that, your own reality. I hope you had some time to reflect on our freedom, because that is something that we seem to forget about from time to time. I took a little time off, and I want to take this time to thank the men and women who serve in the armed forces, who keep us safe while we're asleep, walking around here doing everything. So I want to take this time to thank them, and I hope you had a nice 4th of July. Now today we're going to talk about reflecting, and we're going to talk about muttering and meditation. Muttering and meditation. That's right. Muttering and meditation. That's what we're going to talk about today. Now, you probably, your parents used to probably tell you, sorry about this, it's hot in here. I have the air on, but it's still hot. I'm in Arizona, so it's hot as you know what. But anyway, I knew your mom used to tell you, stop that muttering. Well, it sounds bad, I guess, when you're muttering, but muttering and meditation go hand in hand. And I'm going to tell you why meditation and muttering go hand in hand. Well, when you mutter, you're talking to your inner man. And remember, the last rule in the law of minds states, the inner and the outer reflect each other. The inner and the outer reflect each other. So when you have something going wrong on the outside, you need to go into the inner man, okay? The inner man. So that would be the subconscious mind. Remember, I also told you that the inner man is also the subconscious mind, or the Christ, or the God in you, okay? So you want to mutter. You want to mutter. You want to say it to yourself. And the reason you want to say it to yourself is because you're speaking to that inner man, okay? When you meditate on thoughts or words, you think of it deeply. You ponder it to yourself, okay? Now I'm going to refer to some notes because we're really going to dive into this modality, okay? I want you to get the contemplating exercise deep within. It's going to help me. It's going to help you too. So I want you to go deep within. We talked about that on the last video. So when you ponder it, you put it in your mind, or your inner man, or your subconscious. So I'm using all three of these interchangeably, okay? Some of you may think of it as the subconscious mind. Some of you may think of it as the inner man, okay? Now, if you grew up in a Baptist church like I did, they always told us to confess the word and claim the word, okay? So meditating on God's word helps you to own it, okay? So meditating on it can be God's word, it can be a phrase, it can be an affirmation. Whatever you say to yourself, you're going to own it, okay? So when you know that you own it in your hearts of hearts, many things will happen. But the key is to meditate on the word, or meditate on the thoughts that God gave you, okay? So you contemplating makes it real. So when you ponder it, you make it real in you by pondering it. See, you need to change your thoughts. You need to demand what it is you want, your desire, and you need to be disciplined and diligent. So we need these 4 things. You need to, first of all, change that mind, okay? You want to contemplate or ponder the thoughts, but you want to demand what it is that you want. You want to demand it. The next thing is you have a desire. The next thing, you're going to be disciplined. You want to be disciplined. Okay? You want to be diligent. Those are the keys, because there are going to be times that you don't feel like doing it. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be times you don't feel like doing it. You'd rather be doing something else. But the key to it, as I always said, you do the exercises so you can reap the rewards. Okay? So that's what you want to do. So the purpose is your desire. And you want to hope. But the hope instills a passion for the things to come about. And you want to reflect. See, when you're muttering, you're thinking about it silently. You're thinking about it silently. And thinking creates faith. Speaking faith will cause the thought to lead in the outer, okay? It also shows a victory. Now, your character is the ability to follow through on a worthy decision long after the emotion of making that decision has passed. Okay? Now, you can make a decision, and when you make a decision, you know, that chatterbox, that chatter mind, we all have that monkey mind, it'll come back and it will make you second guess yourself. You might decide, hey, you know what? I'm not going to do that way. I think I'm going to do it this way. Well, when you made the decision, you were gung-ho on that decision. You said, I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to do it like this. But after you got into it, things didn't look like you wanted it to look. So you wanted to just give up. But that's the key right there, not giving up. It's being gung-ho and being persevering to the ultimate goal. And with that muttering, like I said, you want to muttering because it builds the character. It's like a plane, all right? Now, I used to work in the airlines, and I used to work as a ramp worker, okay? So you have like 3 components, basically. You got 2 wind walkers, and then you got somebody who could take the plane off, okay? Now, them wind walkers are at the end of the aisle of the plane. And then you got the main person, okay? They're standing up there with a headset on. And they talking to the captain. They finding out about weight and balances. And you got all this traffic going everywhere on the ground. And that lead, that's that main person, he gives the paperwork to the captain and tells him, okay, the balances are fine. You got 264 people on this plane, da-da-da-da-da. And he gives him the paperwork. Okay, so when he gives him the paperwork, he takes off his headset. So when he takes off his headset, he's got a baton in his hand. And they're usually orange. Now, he's going to point at that first wind walker and that second wind walker, okay? So he telling them, get in parade ready. Now, that's a military position. They're going to stand. When he point at them, they're going to make a sign. They're going to stand that way, okay? Now, when they stand that way and they drop their hands, he's talking to the pilot. The plane is starting, okay? He's telling the captain, start your number 1 engine, start your number 2 engine, start your number 3 engine, start your number 4 engine, and the engines start the momentum, okay? So that's like you muttering on the word. That's you muttering on the words or the thoughts, okay? So he starts the engine. The plane gets the momentum. Now, it takes a lot of momentum for this plane to get up in the air. Now, you're talking about a plane that's going to be going about 400 to 500 miles per hour. So the plane is getting momentum. It's rolling back. 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 Well, those wind walkers, they got to look and make sure no traffic on the ground is coming, because that plane is rolling all the way back. It rolls back. It rolls back. It rolls back. It rolls back. So when it rolls back, the leads salute the captain and tell him, okay, it's your baby. It's all on you now. I done did what I'm supposed to do. So that's when you have the muttering, the momentum, and everything, okay? So the wind walkers, they're gone. They don't let the plane go. It's going. The plane sits there, okay, on the runway. It talks to air traffic control. Now, this is how your subconscious mind is going. So think of your subconscious mind as the plane taking off. With you doing all these things. When you mutter on the word, when you think about the word, when you reflect on the word or the thought, okay? Remember, I'm using all these things interchangeably, all right? So when you think on the word, you think on the thoughts, you think on the subconscious mind, that is, it's working with that plane. So that plane is sitting there, okay? Now, air traffic control is going to talk to the pilot. He's going to tell him, you're number 2 for takeoff, okay? Plane rolling on down, coming on down, coming on down, coming on down. Again, it's getting this momentum. Same thing with your subconscious mind. One thing about your mind, it always listens to what you say, okay? It can be a lie. It can be the truth. It doesn't know the difference. So it's building the momentum. It's building, building, building. And then finally, okay, the captain realizes. He tells the flight attendants, take your seat. Take your seat. We're number 2. Then he starts off. He gets up in the air. He has the lift. He has the thrust. And that's it. He's taken off. So your subconscious mind does the same identical thing. When it has enough of you confessing, of you contemplating, it brings the people and the places and the things together. And it causes it to manifest into your life. Okay? So I wanted to bring it home simple, very simple, so you can dive deep into the modality and know what makes these things come about. Now, like I told you before, you have to be proactive. So you have to be doing things to make those things come about. All right? So that's just like with anything. If a person wants to be a nurse, okay, there's steps to that. Same identical thing. There's steps to everything that you do. You have to follow through. You have to do that because you create your own reality by doing that. Okay? So I hope that you got what I was saying in this nutshell, because the key to it is going to be that you're going to be muttering on it over and over in your mind. You're going to meditate. And one thing if you get stuck, you can always go to the word. Psalms 54:14 says, God is my helper. And I know you know Psalms 23. The Lord is my shepherd. I shall not want. So when you don't think you have a helper, remember you do, in fact, have a helper. Okay? Your helper is your subconscious mind. Your helper is God in you. Okay? Remember, I told you in earlier videos, it profit us for him to go away. Okay? Now I'm going to bring it home in a nutshell so you can really understand this. Okay? So when Christ went away, all right, he can deal with more people, because when he was here, he could really only deal with one individual at a time. But when he went away, okay, he can deal with more than one person. He might have Sally over there. Sally just done got tired of everything going on. She got a cheating, no good husband. Then you got Ruth over here. Ruth might be dying of cancer. She need a miracle real bad. You got Charlie over there. He trying to stop drinking. So you got all these people with all these problems, and they praying, okay? Now, we all need a helper, okay? So a helper, in the Bible, you would see a parakista, okay? So a parakista is like a lawyer, an advocate, someone who advocates on your behalf. So that's what the Spirit is. That's what your helper is. That's what your subconscious mind is. Okay? So he advocates on your behalf. Okay? So that's why Christ went away. He is your advocate. He acts on your behalf. Okay? His tools that he left behind is your mind. Okay? So you pray to him. Okay? And you keep on going and asking and believing. And these things will manifest. And my friend, you will indeed create your own reality. Thanks, guys.